Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about lesson 99, multiplying decimals using 0 as a placeholder. So the last couple of days we've been talking about what we do when we multiply a decimal and what we do with where we put the decimal and when we put the decimal into the answer. Today we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to have to add in a 0. So let's take our first example. Example number 1. We have the problem 0.12 times 0.3. Now remember, when I'm multiplying decimals, my decimals do not have to line up, and I ignore my decimals until I am ready to actually complete my answer. So first I multiply, totally ignoring the decimal. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. Now I have nothing left to multiply, so this is when I look at my decimals. So I see up here in my first problem, I have 1, 2, and numbers to the right of the decimal. And here in my other, I have a third decimal number to the right of the decimal. So that means I have to move my decimal 3 places to the left. So I start by putting my decimal at the end of my number, and I have to move it 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So this is where my decimal would end up, but there is no number right here. I moved it across nothing. So this is where my placeholder comes in. I need to add a 0 here. So this answer is 12 100ths times 3 tenths equals 36 thousandths. So my actual answer is 0.036. Excuse me. 36 thousandths. So again, after I multiplied, I counted the number of places to the right of the decimal in my problem. 1, 2, 3. And then I put my decimal at the edge, the left edge of my right edge of my problem, and I move 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. Since there was no number here on this last move, I have to add in a placeholder or a 0. Okay, let's look at the next example. Okay, example 2. Find the area of a square with sides of length 0.3 meters. Well, I know that area equals length times width. I can draw a picture to help me with this. I know that this is a square with a length of 0.3 meters. So my width must also be 0.3 meters because it is a square. So my problem then is 0.3 meters times 0.3 meters. Again, I'm going to ignore the decimals when I actually am doing the multiplication. Decimals only come in at the end. So I know 3 times 3 is 9. So this is where I take my decimals. I have 1, 2 digits to the right of the decimal. So I put my decimal at the end of my number as if it were a whole number, and now I move it to the left. 1, 2. And because there is no digit here, I need to put in a placeholder of a 0. So my answer then is 0.09. But because this is area, I have to go back to my problem. Go back to the original problem if you need to. I'm multiplying meters. So I have to put in my meters, and because it's area, we always square area. So the area of that square is 0.09 meters squared. Okay, that's it. Off to the lesson practice, and I will see you in the morning.